Monsters, chapter Start again, sorry guys. This is a story called The Little Monsters, chapter 167. The kids go camping with their families and the quads run away when they see their birth parents. It's still the school summer holidays and the kids and their families have just come back from their amazing holiday in Tenerife. A few days after they got back, their parents announced that they were going on a 2-week camping holiday in Devon. As you can imagine, they're all very excited, especially the quads. They'd been camping before, but they've never been on a camping holiday before. They can't wait to go, and on the day they go, as soon as they set off, Erin says, "Mummy, are we there yet?" "Don't be silly, Erin, we're still on our street," answered Erin's mummy. "Yeah, but Mummy, are we there yet?" said Erin. "No, Erin, we've only just set off," said Erin's mummy. Then Kane said, "Mummy, Daddy, are we there yet?" "No, Kane, we're not. You heard what Mummy said to Erin. We've only just set off," said the quad's daddy. "Okay, Daddy, but are we there yet?" said Kane. "No, we're not, Kane, and you know we're not," said Kane's daddy. Then all together Ellie and the quad said, "Mummy, Daddy, are we there yet?" Everyone laughed and Charles said, "Very funny, guys. Settle down, please. Kicker, why don't you tell them about the campsite we're going to?" "Okay, Dad. Well, guys, as you know, we're going to a Avon holiday camp, but we're not staying in a hotel or anything. We're camping instead. There's loads of activities to do, not just for us, but for the adults too. There's a huge trampoline park, as big as the one in Tenerife. There's a huge play park with a huge skate park and bike tracks next door. There's discos every Friday night and Saturday afternoon. There's football club, rugby, ice skating, ice hockey, karaoke and trampolining. Oh, I almost forgot. There's also a huge indoor and outdoor water park and a massive swimming pool," said Kicker. "Wow, it sounds amazing, Kicker," said Ellie. "How long until we get there, Daddy?" asked Freddie. "Not long now, son," answered Freddie's daddy. About an hour later they arrived at their campsite in Devon. They pitched their tents and then the kids went out to explore their surroundings. The little kids wanted to go to the trampoline park, so the big kids took them. They stayed there for about an hour and then they all went back to the campsite. The next day the big kids asked the little kids if they wanted to go to the water park and they said yeah. They stayed there for a couple of hours and then Stumpy said, "Come on guys, let's go back to the campsite and get something to eat. I'm hungry." The rest of the gang looked at each other and then at Stumpy and all together they said, "You're always hungry, Stumpy." They all laughed and then they went back to the campsite for some lunch. After lunch, the little kids were given permission to go and play on the park for a couple of hours. After they'd been there for about half an hour, Joshua said to Ellie, "Ellie, isn't that the quad's real parents?" "Oh my God, yes it is," answered Ellie. Then Kane turned round and saw his real parents and he said to the rest of the quad, "Oh no, Oliver, Mummy and Daddy are over there and they're coming over. Quick, run as fast as you can." They all ran as fast as they could and there was nothing the other kids could do to stop them. They all ran back to the campsite crying and in between tears they said, "Mummy, the quads saw their real parents and they got scared and ran off. We tried to stop them, but they were too fast. I'm sorry, Mummy." "Hey, you've got nothing to be sorry for, darling. It's not your fault," said Ellie's mummy. All the men went out searching for the quads, but they couldn't find them, so they went back to the campsite and called the police. The police launched a search party and the men helped them. The women stayed behind to look after the other kids. In the meantime, the quads were terrified that their natural parents were following them. They were terrified that they were going to take them away and hurt them, so they just kept running until they could run no more. By this time it was raining really heavily and thundering and lightning. The quads didn't have a coat with them and they were wringing wet and terrified of the thunderstorm. However, despite this, they just kept walking because they were terrified that if they went back, their natural parents, Mary and James, would come and take them away. During the time they were searching for the quads, Giles spotted Mary and James. He went over to them and said, "Where are the quads? What have you done to them?" "We haven't done anything to them. They ran off before we could get to them. You better find them before we do, because if we find them first, you'll never see them again," said James. "You will not harm my kids, James. Not today, not ever," said Charles. "You seem to have forgotten they're not your kids. They belong to me and Marie, and you better find them before we do," said James. "They're not your kids anymore, James. The adoption's finalised, so they're mine and Jane's now, and we couldn't love them more if we were their natural parents. You and Marie have never shown them even the smallest expression of love. All you've done is hurt, abuse and neglect them," said Charles. Then he walked away and rejoined the search party. The police suggested that Charles and Jane did a national TV appeal, and they agreed. In the meantime, the quads found shelter in an old unused garage, and they stayed there overnight. The next day they set off walking again, not knowing where they were or where they were going. However, after they'd been walking for about 2 hours, a police car pulled up at the side of them, and 2 policemen got out, and one of them said, "We've been looking for your little ones everywhere. Come on, let's get you back to your parents. We're not going back because our other mummy and daddy will come and take us away," said Freddie. Then they all tried to run off, but the policemen grabbed them and put them in their car. Then they said, "Marie and James aren't allowed anywhere near you. If they go near you, they'll go back to prison. Come on, let's get you back to Charles and Jane." The police took them back to Charles and Jane, and when they got there, Jane said, "If ever you see your other parents again, you come and tell us instead of running away. We love you guys and we won't let them near you, ever," said the quad's mummy. They all hugged and the quads were all hungry and exhausted. Jane gave them something to eat and then put them to bed. They decided to stay at the campsite for an extra week, and then they went home ready for the kids to go back to school. End of chapter 167. Hope you like it, guys. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, please feel free to like, share, comment and to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, peeps. Love yous. Thanks for watching. Bye.